live here again with another episode of the Green White Checkered Podcast, joined as always by my good buddy Deplorable Me 44. Y'all will have to excuse my voice. I do not have COVID-19. I will not accept that. Allergies are hurting me, DP, but we're going to try and make this quick. We got a really cool special event later on tonight. Practice will be at 7:30, so we're going to run through tonight fairly quick so we can get our stuff ready for that practice. But how you doing today?
I'm doing good, buddy. It's been a long weekend for me too, so I'm excited about the week. There's a lot of great racing. Of course, the race tonight for mental health awareness, I'm sure we'll go over that, but it is finally time for the Indy 500 this week. A lot of work's been put into that, so there's a lot of stuff on the docket today.
Yeah, there is, and we'll go ahead and move straight on. Leading Edge Pro Series, we actually told y'all wrong last week. I had totally forgotten that the Summer Showdown race was last week, so they actually postponed that Watkins Glen race to this week. So you'll catch that this Wednesday. I will be calling the Indy race with Rick James from 8 to 9:30, and then as soon as 9:30 hits, I'll be hopping off there and then calling that Watkins Glen race with the truck. So that's going to be a good one. DP will be involved in the iRacing thing, so I will hit that one solo. Speaking of that, we got the CorvetteParts.net presenting our ARCS 500 miles of Indianapolis. DP, I'll let you take it away and get some words from our good buddies SK and Stitch on that race this Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday night, it's going to be a great time. I'm starting to get nervous already. A whole lot of drivers have really been putting in a lot of practice, and the guys that have been putting this on have been putting on a lot of work, none more than SKD. And of course, we've got Alex Zimkowski in with us tonight. Tell us a little bit about the race and how the preparations are going. Is everything going all smooth for you guys?
I don't know who's going first. I guess I will. No, so far so good. We've got a little surprise for the crowd that tunes in for a little intro and somebody giving the command for us. So we're pretty excited about that. Other than that, yeah, I mean, we're probably going to turn a couple laps tonight after our ARCS race here in the next gen car, and then we'll probably do another little practice tomorrow. And yeah, I mean, I'm excited. Obviously, both SK and I will be at the real thing this weekend, so this is kind of a good lead up for us too. I know the guys are excited too. So definitely looking forward to Wednesday night. Qualifying went pretty smoothly, and honestly, once Wednesday is done, we're going to be starting to look at next year and be doing this again.
Yeah, absolutely. Grid is pretty much set. We've got everybody knows their assignments on where to start, because we will be starting this race 3 wide, which is going to be a bit nerve-wracking, but at the same time going to be very iconic. So that's what we're going to focus on practicing in the next couple days before the race, is our 3 wide starts. Me and Alex have put a lot of thought into this. I know, DP, we got to go over some stuff with you, since you are graciously going to be gray and bald after being race control for this race. But Rick's probably gonna not sleep for 3 days afterwards, because we're gonna try and give him probably the best show of the year. And I'm so proud of the guys, Arts, and some of the guys that's ventured into this race, that has put so much time and effort into racing and practicing and getting with us, sharing concerns, and it's really been a team effort between myself, Alex, Rick James, and all of the drivers have just been phenomenal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be an incredible night. You do not want to miss that Wednesday night. CorvetteParts.net presenting the ARCS 500 miles of Indianapolis. Ryan, it's going to be an incredible night.
Yes, it is, and I'm proud to be a part of it as well. And speaking of kind of iRacing origins, we'll jump into DP's new segment. We got SKD on this week. So I'll let you take it away, DP, and talk to our good buddy SK.
Yeah, SKD. Right before the beginning of the year, we did a thing called Winter Indy that Rick James put on. I was awful in an Indy car over on Forza, but a race control guy that I had never met, somebody that did an awesome job, SKD. You're in the booth with us, and I'm sure you started racing way before that, and so just want to give you an opportunity to kind of tell us how you got started, how that kind of changed over the years, and kind of what you're working on and what you're doing now.
Well, I got started with racing on console games originally on PlayStation. I was a Gran Turismo guy. And then when I moved to Xbox, I was always Forza Motorsports, Forza Motorsports, Forza Motorsports 2, all the way up to 7. And then, as you were mentioning, I ran into Rick James. He was doing one of our IndyCar leagues, and he asked me to race control for Winter Indy. And ever since then, it's been, I got introduced to you guys at ARCS. Next thing you know it, we're doing a 4-hour race at Daytona, which turned out to be a huge success. Then I decided to join ARCS, and my buddy Alex, Stitch, he's been begging me to get iRacing since probably last, I would say January. Like, he's just, get iRacing, get iRacing. Oh, I'm never going to do it, never going to do it. Nah, I'm just going to stick to my councils. I like to have fun. I'm just going to stick to Forza. And then we all decided to make the giant move to iRacing, and now we're doing big things. I mean, we've got a truck series, a cup league. DP, me and you and Alex are a part of Team ARC's first ever endurance team that we're going to be racing with in June. And sports cars have always been my thing, on top of, me doing my drag racing stuff in real life, but I've always had a passion for sports car racing, and now I'm starting to learn to appreciate Cup. I've loved my open wheel stuff, so that's kind of my origin backstory. Is I've just started out in Forza. That's all I ever ran. I did basically anything that had to do with a sports car at a road course, and then I met you guys, and it's been I like to make jokes saying downhill from there, but actually it's been uphill. We have had so much fun. We are doing such amazing things, and I can't thank you and Ryan both for giving me a lot of free range that I've gotten over the past 30 days with getting our website up and going, racearcs.com, and trying to organize things and get all of us on the same page. And it's been an amazing feature for all of us here. And so that's kind of my iRacing origin was, DP and Alex, you guys were kind of the main reasons why I got into iRacing. And now it's hey, let's go racing. I'm excited for tonight, this mental health awareness 250, and that Ryan has so graciously decided to put on, and we're donating the proceeds to the Mental Health Association, and we're doing our ARCs, 500 miles of Indy. We've got a successful cup league, a successful truck league. 2022, we're going to be doing such amazing things, but I don't want to put any spoilers there, so I'm excited to be a part of it.
Absolutely. We talked about all of those different things that's been going on, and we talked about a couple weeks ago we celebrated our 1 year anniversary, and that was a really exciting thing. And you look at what we had done since January or till January, and then from January until now, with just leaps and bounds, just giant steps that ARCS is making. And SK, you've been a huge part of that. There's a lot of different guys that have been working behind the scenes and kind of especially in your case, right in front of the scenes, broadcasting a lot of those ARCS 3 races, and of course A Squared Cup. And so, yeah, we definitely appreciate that, buddy.
If I could throw in one thing, I thanked you and Ryan, but I definitely got to give a huge shout out to, COT Tommy and D-Bucks, Jacket, Tristrand, Cody, Elliot. They've all every time that I've had a suggestion or had a thing, hey, we need to do this, we need to do this, we need to do this, because if I've kind of came in like a duck in water and just started swimming away, and we all have Lurkin, I forgot to mention Lurkin, but we've all have done such awesome teamwork to get to what we are doing now. So I'm blessed. I'm blessed to have such a great group of friends.
Ryan?
Yeah, we appreciate SK helping us. He's been a huge help. Obviously, calling truck races and Xfinity races when he can, and then Sunday night too. So we appreciate everything that you have done for us as well. And I'll see you tonight out there on the track. And we've already raised a lot of money. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But can't wait to see you on the track tonight. And let's see if we can put on a show, buddy.
Absolutely. I'll see you on the track.
All right, we're going to run through this really quick. Our ARCS 3 Xbox Truck Series Crotum was your winner at Indy Road Course on Heat 5. Somehow I finished in third. I still don't know how that happened other than fuel mileage. So I'll give my clutch the P3 for that one, DP. But it was a good truck race, and we knew Crotum was fast, and he was hard to beat.
Yeah, always one of the toughest cars on the track to beat is Crotum, especially at the road courses. And that's one of those things. But I'll tell you, Ryan, one of the things that's really got to me is we ran Dover last week, and then we ran in the tier series, we ran Indy Road Course, and those tracks cannot be more different. And it kind of turned out as the same strategy. It was save gas, or am I saving too much gas? Things like that. Crotum had the best strategy. Definitely probably was the fastest car. And that truck race was fun to race in.
Yeah, it really was. And then we'll move on to Xfinity, which I think I got this right. You were there, so you can correct me if I'm wrong. ARCS 2, our Xfinity Heat 5 series. I believe Moldy Muskrat got the win. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think my information earlier was a little bit messed up. But Moldy gets his first win. It's kind of surprising to think that Moldy Muskrat's so fast week in and week out, yet to have one of those wins. And so that's a good job for him.
Yeah, it's always fun to get your first win in ARCS. It's a tough competition, even in those lower tiers. So awesome job to Moldy for finally getting that monkey off his back. Speaking of that, TNT, Twisted Navy finally got his first win of 2021 season in ARCS at Darlington. Unfortunately, I had internet issues. If it's not one thing, it's another, DP. That's why I'm excited tonight. Hopefully, knock on wood, everything goes well. My internet stays live and I can run this race tonight. But good job to Twisted Navy on his win at Darlington. I stayed in the chat for a little bit. It seemed like a pretty calm race, but good win to Twisted either way.
Absolutely. That was a great win by Twisted. Once again, fuel mileage came into play. Lurkin Tom Gaming had decided that he was going to try to split that stage up at the end and try to go on 2 stops. Some of those guys were trying to do it on 1 stop. Twisted was able to do that. Unfortunately, I followed Lurkin on his strategy, and neither one of us were able to do. He did a lot better than me. I think I kind of finished right outside the top 5, and so, yeah, great win from Twisted. He was ecstatic, and it's always really important to get that first win.
It is very important, and so we had 2 first-time winners last week, so that's really cool to see that. We'll move on to A Squared. Lurkin won at Kansas. I knew he'd be fast, so it doesn't surprise me at all. So good win for that 19 car. Again, Kansas, we ran that because Coda is not on Heat 5, and we had to deal with these server issues that affected A Squared for that Kansas weekend, so we decided just to sub it out. Unfortunately, I did not get home in time. Wasn't feeling all that great either, if you can't tell. So, hate that I missed Kansas. I love Kansas. I actually won there last year, but glad the 19 got that win. And how'd you do, DP?
Well, I was getting nervous there for a second. With about 2 laps to go, I was running fourth. It was the 10, the 41, and myself trailing Lurkin. But I just couldn't get the run around third to try to get the draft to get up to both of those leaders. So it was really close, but that's a one-lane track, and it's a little different, Ryan, because when you're up there, in order for a guy to make a mistake, he's almost got to get in the wall, right? When you're running a bottom line track, there's a number of things that could happen. The guy could get loose off the corner, or he could get tight off the corner and pushed up, and you could go underneath of them. Those opportunities don't really present themselves at Kansas, and so you got to be extremely aggressive to try to make that pass, and there was nothing short of aggression in that race. And so some really good drivers doing what they do, but Kansas is one of the tracks that you kind of got to use some aggression to get around guys, and there was definitely some of that. A really exciting race for A Squared last night.
Yeah, and it's good to see, it's good to see some aggression sometimes, but yeah, sometimes it does cross the line a little bit. So we'll move on to Monday Night Lightning. Obviously tonight we are running the Mental Health America 250 live from Talladega. It'll be a 250-mile race, so I believe it's about 94 laps. The drivers do not know this yet, but around lap 10 or 11, we're actually going to stop on the track, turn the cars off, and have a moment of silence. I'll actually jump over to Rick James' stream, just say a little bit about Mental Health America and the race. So make sure you tune in tonight. It's a fun race, no points involved, but it's for a great cause, and we've already raised right at $200 now for Mental Health America, and Rick will have the link to where you can actually go and donate while you watch the race, if that is something that you feel inclined to do. So it's going to be a fun race, but don't think that we're not going to race. We're all race car drivers. We're competitive. It's going to be an intense night of racing at Talladega. DP, you're going to be in there with me. Man, I want to win this thing just as bad as you, but it's going to be tough. There's going to be a lot of stiff competition out there on the track.
Yeah, I'm not going to be race control. I'm not going to be commentating this race. I am racing tonight. Talladega is going to present some really fun opportunities and some difficult ones as well. It sounds like we're going to have a pretty decent field. And so, at Talladega, there's a lot of room to run. In iRacing, the outside becomes a viable line to run. And so I think you're going to see a lot of 2 and 3 wide racing tonight. Rick James being on the call is going to make it an epic night for sure.
Yeah, it will. And like I said, a great cause as well. So I'm excited to put this race together. And again, like I said, around lap 10, probably as we come to lap 11, we will actually stop the cars on the back straightaway, turn the cars off. They will not be running, and we'll take a short 30 seconds to a minute of silence, and then we'll fire them back up. We'll do basically just finish that lap under caution, and then we'll go back green. So it'll be it'll be really, really cool to see that, especially on the iRacing platform. So I will go quickly through this week's kind of schedule. So obviously for ARCS 3 and ARCS 2 and A Squared, we'll be at Charlotte. Excuse me. Another thing that we have this week, DP, is the Saturday Night Showdown Truck Series on iRacing, and Monday Night Lightning returns. So the break is over. Both of those series will be at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and of course we will be running the next gen cars. That's what we're running tonight for the ARCS Mental Health America 250. So it's going to be really, really exciting to get back to full steam as all series are back. We will update y'all where TNT is. Me and DP were trying to look, but could not get the schedule up in time, so we will keep y'all updated. But I just wanted to go through that real quick, and DP said he wanted to harp on NASCAR a little bit, so we're going to swap over to NASCAR news. Obviously, COTA this weekend, I really didn't stay up to date on what was going on. So, DP, I'll let you have the floor here, and you can talk for the next 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll close this thing out.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch all of the race. We were out in a boat, and that was a whole lot of fun, and I'm really tired, and my body's feeling it today. But I was able to watch it after I got back, and I kind of rewatched some highlights, and looking from fan reaction and looking from even drivers' reactions within ARCs and what we're talking about. I think my problem rides in NASCAR saying they're going to do things and then not being able to give that. Like we are going to go to a road course. That's great. We should be doing that. I'm all for that. We want to run on dirt. We want to do more short tracks. All those things are great. But then you say we're going to run in the rain, and your cars, your track, whatever it is that the issue is not able to run in the rain. And it's kind of upsetting. And obviously, this is not a situation where we go to COTA. Obviously, Chase Elliott is the winner. If you missed the race, the fans watching, the race was stopped short. And so they didn't get to finish the race because of the rain. And it's not okay. I think that you see Kevin Harvick get run over by Bubba Wallace because Kevin can't see the turn and Bubba can't see Kevin. The turn's there, but there's too much rain. IMSA doesn't have a problem running these races in the rain. Different series that we see don't have problems running these races in the rain, and NASCAR offers that to us, and then they're not able to do that. I think NASCAR needs to go back, and they really need to learn from this situation. We're going to be going to Sonoma. We're going to be going to Road America. Hopefully next year, we're going to come back to COTA. That's a great racetrack, and the fans deserve to see that race. But if you're going to say we're going to run in the rain, then you need to be prepared for that. I'm a little upset with NASCAR this year, Ryan. We see a tire that sets in the infield for 30 laps until one car pits, and he pits. They wait 2 or 3 more laps, and they call the caution. I think that a spade should be a spade, and we should call these things like we see it. These cars and these races, they kind of change. The rules need to be a little bit maneuverable, but not to the point where you're offering the fans one thing and you're giving them something else. So, bad move for NASCAR. I hope they can make that better. Congratulations to Chase Elliott. He needed that win to get him into the chase. Now he's there. We're going to run, 4 more road courses this year. Look for Chase Elliott and Martin Truex Jr. to be the strongest cars on these road courses. But NASCAR needs to get that program together because nobody's going to really care that much to watch these races if we're just kind of changing the way we do it, not just race by race, but lap by lap. And that's the end of my gripe. We need to have like a segment title for deplorable complaints or something like that. I don't know.
Man, if we had that, we'd never get a podcast in ever. It would just be DP complaining for an hour and a half, and that would be it. So, Rick James, he disagrees with you in the chat there, and I'm just, no comment. It's just what I'm going to leave it at. No comment. As we will wrap up this here show. I see, Rick, you're in here. Do you have any words for tonight? Not what DP said, because I'm trying to get into my practice here, but are you excited about tonight's race, Rick?
Racing on iRacing. 8:10 p.m. and it's going to be interesting because there's nothing on the line except a good cause. There's nothing there's no way to do this the wrong way. Guys are going to come out here. We're going to have fun, and the competitor inside each and every last one of these race car drivers is really going to come through, not in so much an aggressive way, but in a way to put a show for the fans watching from home. Twitch.tv/Rick James TV1, 8:10 p.m. Eastern Time. The Arts Mental Health America 250. 100% of our proceeds will go to Mental Health America. Don't miss it.
There you go, DP. So, what do you say, DP? Let's get our driver suits on. Let's get ready to get this practice started, and let's put on a show for Rick and everybody at home tonight.
Yep, it's going to be an incredible race. Another podcast has come and gone, like we say each week. Don't forget to watch tonight on Rick James TV 1. ARCS 3 will be on Tuesday night. Don't forget Xfinity on Friday night, TNT on Thursday, and next Sunday we will be at A Squared at Charlotte, 300 miles.
Yeah, that's going to be a long one indeed. But that'll do it for us tonight. Again, 8:10 p.m. That's when we will go live tonight. There'll be a link where you can also donate if your heart desires. So that's it for myself, DP, Rick James, SK, Stitch, everyone that will be racing tonight, and all the fans that will be tuning in. We appreciate it. We appreciate your support. That's going to